Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Between the Sticks. I'm Sahib. This right here is Nabil, and we're back here for week 2 of the finals that have just been completed over the weekend. Nabil, how are we feeling?
Oh, love this time of year.
Absolutely.
The sun is out. It's spring.
Yes,
Finals footy.
September's here.
September is well and truly here. What is there? 3 games left. 3 games left before the end of the
2
AFL
prelims
season.
and a grand final.
Very exciting time. Very sad time too. End
I
of
was
the
about to
footy
say.
season, but AFLW's around as well. So,
Absolutely.
but yeah, love this time of year.
I was going to say, I'm not excited about one thing.
Tell me.
The 6 months of no footy.
Oh, I know.
That's what I'm not excited about.
I know. Look, I'm a cricket man, so I know the Ashes are around the corner.
I'm an EPL man, so
there's something.
It's not as exciting as
it's
footy.
a long time. It's a long time. It's a long time. I agree.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
So-
As always, a big shout out and a big thank you to everybody for your love and support. Tuning in every week, liking, sharing, subscribing, all of that. How's your weekend?
Yeah, it's been good. It was good. Watched 2 games of good footy Friday night.
Do you reckon they were good games?
Yeah, I thought they were. I thought
Fair
we saw
enough.
individual brilliance by Cam Rayno on Saturday.
Yep.
And then I think on Friday night we saw an old dog with new tricks in Jack
Yes,
Gutston.
sir.
So
Absolutely.
some great games of football, which we will
Yeah.
cover.
Yeah, absolutely.
But to kickstart us off, I know you want to talk about Collingwood and their history of prelim finals.
Don't I always want to talk about Collingwood?
Yeah, I know. I don't like this part. we can almost skip it and go straight into Carlton,
Well,
but
up
you
to
won't
you,
let me.
sure. It goes both ways.
Just
We're into
quickly,
another
I've got a stat. I know
What's
you
that?
know this stat, but I want to say it.
What's that?
12
prelims.
prelims since 2000 Collingwood.
Yeah, it's a bit of a double-edged sword being in a prelim, I'll be honest with you. It's almost like if we're going to make the grand final and lose, I'd rather lose the prelim and not make the grand final,
Yeah.
especially Collingwood's record in grand finals. But the other side of it is if we're going to win the grand final, well, then the prelim's exciting time because
That is
I
a
actually
great
want to
time,
make it to the
yeah.
grand final. Collingwood have made 12 prelims since the turn of the century, and unfortunately, I've been alive and knowing myself for a few too many of the ones that we've lost. But speaking of, I actually want to touch on a couple of the prelims.
Tell me. I know you got a particular favorite.
Prelim? Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I
okay.
do.
We'll
It's
get to that.
we'll get to that.
get to that.
We'll start off with.
Where do you want to start with?
Well, I want to start with the prelim, the most recent prelim we played in,
Yeah.
which was against GWS 2 years ago now, in
Yes.
23, before we made the grand final. Fun fact, we made the finals in 23 and won 3 games and a premiership under 13 points.
Yeah, it was that
It
type
was,
of year. I think the whole year you were like that in 23.
Yep.
Won a lot of close games and
Yeah.
you built a record as
Close.
close. I don't know.
Yeah.
Winning close games.
Yeah,
Built
absolutely.
A reputation to say the least.
Yeah, so the ironic part about it was we were in the prelim the year before against Sydney.
Yes.
We lost by a point.
Okay, in 22.
In 22.
Yeah.
And I think no one actually gave us any chance of making finals, let alone getting to a prelim and only losing by a point. And then 23, we went and beat their little brothers.
You
a
did
year
the
later
Giants.
by
I remember that.
a point to
The
make the grand
MCG.
final. There was one man that tore that game apart. His name was Jordan DeGoey.
He did have. a
He
good game.
was the highest rated player that day on the ground,
Mm.
and that footage of him at the final siren, but galloping onto the middle of the MCG from the bench.
He's a big finals performer, Jordan DeGoey.
And if you look at the highest rated finals players of the last couple of years, he's one of those that are up there for, especially for Collingwood. So, yeah, he had a great game. We played well. Obviously, we went on to beat the Brisbane the following week in the grand final and win the premiership. Another one of those prelims was the 2018 Richmond prelim. that we had
You
no-
brought that up. Yes.
a couple weeks ago,
Mason
yeah.
Cox.
Yep, when
Yeah,
the
yeah.
big Texan turned the
Yeah.
MCG into his
USA.
playground.
USA.
Um,
Nuts.
I just want.
Never seen
We
the
had no
MCG
business
like
being in that prelim.
Yep.
We had no business winning it. Now that I look back, I wish we didn't even win that prelim and we just lost
You
it.
had no business being in the grand final that season.
Well, we had no business being in the finals. to
in
begin with,
finals, yeah.
because we
Yeah.
finished. I think it was 13th or 12th or
don't know
something the year
how.
before. And then we finished 3rd or 4th, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, and we made that grand final. So Mason Cox had the game of his life, and
did.
I think they've almost made that game a folklore
No,
game
it is.
for him.
It was. Big
And
moment.
A
Big.
foreign guy coming down to Australia, learning the game, playing it, and then shining on probably the biggest stage there was for him to shine at that point in time. We went on to lose the grand final very sadly.
Dom Sheed
to West Coast, one of the most sadly and
that's
very
moment.
depressingly iconic moments in AFL football.
Yeah.
But not so much for Collingwood supporters.
For everyone else.
Yeah. You did mention my favorite prelim, and I'll quickly touch on that before we move on. The 2010 prelim final against Geelong.
Oh, go on.
Now, funny thing about that prelim.
Tell me.
07, we lost them by 5 points in the prelim. 09, we got belted by them in the prelim by like 90-something points. And in 010, it almost felt like that was the
against
redemption
a
game.
star-studded Geelong side.
Ablett Jr., Chapman, Steve Johnson.
Bartel.
Keep naming the names of these players.
Stars.
And we were up by 80-something points halfway through the third quarter of that game. So that's what I kind of said to myself, we're winning the premiership this year, bro. If we're belting Geelong by 80-something points in the prelim, and just that pain that we went through the year before that, and in 07, it just went away because we belted them to make it to the grand
Geelong
final.
trauma.
That was the only time at that point in time, at that age that when I was,
like,
that I actually enjoyed Collingwood and Geelong playing each other because Collingwood belted them. Obviously, we went on to beat St Kilda in the replay of that 010 grand final.
Did happen.
Collingwood's in another prelim. We're playing on Saturday afternoon. Or Saturday evening. It's a weird time. I don't know why.
Yeah, twilight. I think it's to get Brisbane back home.
So if they win.
Quick turnaround.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to have a bit of a chat
we'll talk about
that later on. You said you wanted to talk about Carlton.
Meanwhile, Collingwood are talking about all these prelims you've been into. Where I have to worry about all these rebuilds. And
I did ask you before we started today. I said, "What are you going to talk about?"
I said, look, another rebuild. So rebuild part 2 in the last 30 years. This is the second rebuild, to say the least. So this one I want to touch on is the.
I have a quick question.
Yeah, go on.
Say some stupid shit. Who's been? Have Carlton had more rebuilds than prelims Collingwood have been in the last 30 years?
Yeah, I think so, man. I think so. It's adding up. It's adding up.
Fair enough. Part 2 of Carlton's rebuilds.
We've had some dark times. So I want to talk about this dark time from 2000 so we lost. So just to catch up on last week. So Moldhouse was hired in 2013. 2013.
Yep.
We had him for a couple of seasons, 2013, 14. Midway through 2015, we sacked Moldhouse.
Yep.
And Carlton said, you know what, we're going to do the most non-Carlton thing ever. We're going to embark on a full rebuild. We're not going to buy anyone. We're going to hit the draft. So they brought in Steven Silvani as list manager. They hired Brendan Bolton, I think, at the end of that season or late that season.
Yep.
And embarked on a big rebuild.
Yep.
Cripps was already at the club.
Yep.
Players like Silvani, Curnow, as in Charlie Curnow, TDK, Wiedering, they all sort of came in the next couple of seasons. Mackay. There's a couple of others that I'm going to name as well. Paddy Dow, Sam Petrosky-Seaton, and Lockie O'Brien, amongst others, who were drafted as early picks and they haven't turned out for a variety of reasons. That same era, 2015 to sort of... So anyways, cool, we're embracing these rebuilds. Brother, when I tell you there was some dark times, there was some dark times.
He said this shit was not fun.
It was not fun. There was games against Hawthorn. We lost by 135 points. We lost to 16 GWS players by 100 plus at Marvel Stadium. We were like 72-0 against Freo at Marvel one day.
Can I ask you a question?
Some dark...
Disturb you?
Disturb
your run? How are you still a Carlton supporter?
I don't know, man. But 2015...
How on earth are you still a Carlton supporter?
I kid you not. And this is from 2015 to 2018. There is some dark games. There's some games we don't talk about as Carlton supporters because they're just so bad.
Fair enough.
Anyways.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? And this is a bit off topic.
No.
It reminds me of Arsenal support.
This is worse. Arsenal don't get belted.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's just a disappointment, the constant disappointment.
3 years of and you know what? The club, we were breaking membership records. We're optimistic. Yeah, these players are going to turn into stars. We're going to rebuild.
Delusion.
I used to work at Rebel, and I used to come in every weekend and tell my colleagues, it's all right, we're getting belted. We're going to rebuild. It's going to turn around.
I mean, you did
These
turn
nuts.
it around.
These nuts are turned around, bro.
I mean, you nearly turned it around in 23.
It took till 23. It took 8 years. 2019, we thought it was going to turn around.
Yep.
But 23. I know I got to keep it moving. But essentially, 2019, I really want to touch on. Yep. We get rid of Bolton. He goes. We get in Teague. We're jumping on the Teague train. We're marching. Choo choo. The Teague train is taking us into finals.
Yes.
The Teague train derails very, very quickly. And in comes Voss. We get Voss. 2022 is okay. Yep. 2023, we peak.
Yep.
8 years for a rebuild. In that same period, I think Brisbane played in 2 or 3 prelims and won 2 flags. And they rebuilt. They started their rebuild earlier. And I think I touched on this in a previous episode.
I have a question about in saying that then.
The world's longest rebuild to play in one prelim.
Most frequent rebuild. Isn't a Carlton player and team like system and game plan issue? Or is it a Carlton culture and the way that
I think there is
organization is run the issue?
I have thought about this for way too much. For someone that has a life, cells, or I think I have a life, I spent way too much of time trying to work out what's wrong with this football club.
Like genuinely,
I have no idea, bro. Okay. There is something in the soul of the football club where we've had 30 years of just being shit. I don't know what it is.
Very interesting.
Is
Very
it?
Interesting.
It's like
it's a curse.
It's a curse, yeah.
Yeah, because I was gonna say, like, at this point, like,
it's a curse, man.
How many rebuilds have happened? How many coaches have come and gone? I think we did the math a little while ago.
Yeah.
You said you guys have had 8 coaches.
8 coaches
since the 2000.
I don't know what's with the turnover of players, the turnover of the board, the turnover of assistant coaches. I don't know, man. It's
Carlton's been in shambles for a very long time, and it doesn't seem like it's changing anytime soon from the looks of things.
Hopefully not another one. You just can't do another one.
Absolutely.
Anyways, we've got to keep it moving.
Moving on, onto some more positive shit.
Yes.
Nabil's favourite segment.
Yes, the top team, flop team of the week. 2 games, 2 top teams, 2 flop teams. So, hey, kick us off.
Before I kick us off, I'd love to say, I hope one day Carlton make this man as happy as the top team, flop team segment makes him. Because Carlton, you're doing a horrible job at that shit. My top team of the week is the Brisbane Lions. I think.
Tell us.
After last week's horrible showing here at Melbourne against Geelong, where they got plastered.
They belted their little brother.
They, absolutely handed an ass whooping of the century. Maybe not the century, but just a fresh one.
Yeah, it's good. The
team, Gold Coast.
They don't like each other either, so it's good.
They don't, but I also think it was a good learning curve for Gold Coast, to be completely honest with you. They made their first finals, great. They won one, even better.
Then they got beat up.
Realistically, I was about to say logically. Logically, realistically, it kind of makes sense that they lost halfway through the finals because honestly, if they made a prelim, they probably would have gotten belted. Really, it wouldn't have helped. Besides maybe getting.
It was a reality check they needed. I agree with you.
But I think they did great for getting that far. But like you said, Big Brother's always going to prevail, and Brisbane did exactly that. And they're in, I think, their 5th or 6th prelim in the last.
Very impressed with Brisbane.
7 years. For that reason, they're my top team of the week.
Good shout.
Yours?
My top team is the Hawthorn Hawks, the Hollywood Hawks. I owe them an apology. I'm not apologising again, but well done, Hawthorn.
Absolutely. Owed them an apology.
I gave him one. I did my job.
You're not getting a second one.
You're not getting a second one. No, come on. I'm down bad as a Carlton supporter. I'm not that down bad.
Yeah,
they played really well. Went
what
over to the Adelaide Oval.
What think is better? The game against GWS in the first week or this one? Both away games, mind you.
I like this one against the minor premiers.
Fair enough.
They punched him in the nose in the first 3 minutes, as Gary Lyon said.
Absolutely.
Adelaide came and got punched in the nose, so that's what happened. They went and got the job done.
Absolutely, I agree.
Hawthorn for me.
You know what the funny thing was about this week when we were picking our top tiers of flop teams of the week? There was only 4 teams in 2 games, so we only could pick one at either game. So, that's our top teams and our flop teams of the week.
Yes. Do you want to start us off again, or you want me to go?
It's the little brother that we
little brother, yeah.
So Gold Coast is the flop team of the week. Like I said earlier, I kind of spoke a little bit about what I was going to say regarding them being the flop team. They did well. They made finals. They played historic.
It was almost like it was their grand final last week.
Yeah, and it was historic and iconic at the same time. So historic that they made their first final. Or first final series. Iconic that McAndrew, David Swallow, that whole shenanigans in the last 5 minutes actually won the game for them. But I think they'll learn a lot from that.
Yeah,
they'll take away a bit of experience.
Yeah,
and hopefully come back better and perform or get further into the finals next year. So for that reason, and by default, they're my flop team of the week. And yours?
Yeah, this is no mystery. This one, the Adelaide Crows.
The
Adelaide Crows. Bye. We know we gave them a lot of shit last week on the channel, but
very disappointing team.
Pride of South Australia no more. The Adelaide Crows.
You know who's actually very happy about Adelaide crashing out?
Port Adelaide supporters,
Absolutely. They've been taking the piss out of them,
bro.
the whole week. Even the week before that they were, but even more so this week now that they're out of it. But yeah, that does our top team and flop team of the week. We have some interesting and some headline-making news this week that's come out of the AFL over the last week or so that we want to discuss.
There is. Now, I'll kickstart off with Zach Merritt, captain of Essendon, the Essendon Football Club, captain and their best player, expected he nailed that, expected to win their best and fairest, and now he's met with Sam Mitchell, Hawthorn coach. Plenty of stories about him agitating to leave. I'm really going to put it to you, will he get out of Essendon?
Well, I think the fact that relationship has now probably been severed, maybe not severed, fractured,
probably
I'd say fractured.
The players have come out and spoken against him, the board, the CEO and the coach. That's almost 5 different levels of the football club.
Well, I have a question. Do you blame him? Have you seen the shit
that
Essendon have been putting up?
I really don't.
He's been there his whole career.
Yeah.
Since day one,
10
he's been there. He got drafted.
2016.
I think it's, 4 or 5.
Even before then. Yeah.
4 or 5 best and fairest. A couple of All-Australians. Yeah. Anzac Day. There's nothing this guy has not done for the Essendon Football Club on a personal note. But what has Essendon done in that time? Absolutely jack shit. That's what Essendon's done in that time. To be honest with you. So
You're not wrong.
I don't blame him for wanting to leave because, listen, as much as your team loyalty and being for the team and all that shit is, why do players play AFL?
They're for flags.
Thank you very much. Is Essendon going to win a flag anytime soon?
He's not winning one at Essendon.
So he's just chasing.
Get the deal done at Hawthorn.
So he's literally just chasing what every player that plays AFL wants to chase.
Isn't there some sort of, I don't know, we got to keep moving, but players like Matthew Pavlich and Nick Revo didn't play in a flag. They didn't win a flag. I think they had an opportunity. You can make that argument.
See, that's the difference.
Yeah.
I'll quickly ask you this. What do you think he's worth if he leaves? Or what do you think Hawthorn need to cough up?
Hawthorn need to pay up Mitch Lewis and 2 first-round picks. I think I saw that on Fox Footy today, and I think that's a fair trade. Maybe it's a bit overs. Maybe actually no. I take that back. Rewind, reverse, whatever. 2 first rounders. 2 picks in the top 10. Maybe even that's a bit high, but that's what he's worth.
Fair enough.
On this one,
Hawthorn.
Speaking of Hawthorn, Luke Bruce confirmed ACL and PCL. Sad way to end your career. There's no fairy tales in football.
There isn't.
Not always.
5 went out last week as a legend. Again, Luke Bruce, I think probably one of the best small forwards, if not the best small forward in the last 15 or so years.
He's up there with the likes of Eddie Betts.
Yeah, that's the exact person that I was thinking of in my head. 300 plus games, 3 flags, a couple of All-Australians, a couple of leading goal kickers. So, unfortunately, yes, he did his ACL and MCL on the weekend in the VFL. Career, he was retiring anyway.
Yeah.
So now it's more, I guess, just making sure his health is back to 100%.
We wish him all the best.
For life. Melbourne Football Club, Nabil.
Yes.
You said you wanted to have a bit of a chat about this.
Yes, I did want to talk about this. Just quickly, Stephen King has been announced Melbourne coach. Yes. By the time this comes out, I'm sure everyone will know about it.
Absolutely.
Our mate, Tom Morris, Nabil Morris. We've got some news.
Yes.
Petrarca and Melbourne are potentially open to a trade by mutual agreement. How does that look like? And
Melbourne, it's worth for Melbourne to trade Petrarca now?
I think it is.
Yeah.
Petrarca's on a lot of money. He's got 4 years left. They can offload a lot of his money.
Yep.
He's probably going to finish 2nd or 3rd in their best and fairest, but I think he's past his peak.
Okay.
It's just harsh as it sounds, great player. So if you can offload him, I don't think they're going to win a flag next year. I still think they're 3 to 4 years away from winning a flag.
I think they're a rebuild away from winning a flag, to be honest.
I think if you can offload him, and similar to Merritt, if you can get 2 first-round picks for him, then maybe. I think they should have traded him last year. They would have got more for him last year than they are going to do this year.
I feel like the situation with him was very similar to the Zach Merritt situation last year with Petrarca, where there was a lot of noise, a lot of,
he tried to force it out last year.
He tried to force it, which low-key, I think that might happen with Zach Merritt this year.
Yeah.
But they didn't trade him. He had a decent year.
Yeah, it was a nice year.
Yeah, not the greatest year, not the most horrible year. But like you said, Melbourne will probably benefit from trading him now. And even if he goes, whether he goes to a great team, who's competing and
but Petrarca's only really wants to go to a Melbourne club. I don't know if he'll want to go interstate.
That's what I mean. So it'd be like a Hawthorn. Well, who would be better for Hawthorn right now, Petrarca or Zach Merritt?
Merritt.
Okay.
Yeah. I think Merritt's a better footballer.
Okay.
Than Petrarca.
Fair enough. I mean, hey, listen, one of them's a premiership player, one's not. Yeah. So that experience counts for a lot.
It does.
But yeah, that's very interesting what's taking place at Melbourne. I think that news dropped today.
It did, yeah.
So yeah, that also, like you mentioned, the Stephen King appointment, which was very, I feel like sudden.
It was, yeah. Buckley, everyone sort of felt Buckley, and
absolutely.
They just came out and said, yeah, we're giving you the job to Stephen King. Maybe Buckley's looking at Tassie. We'll talk about that another time.
Interesting times in Melbourne. A team that I constantly hate on Nabil. This is. I said we have to talk about this.
They love being in the news.
I said we have Geelong and their coach and their star player
Bailey Smith
have been on a tirade of abusing people. Apparently,
they have been.
But no, they have been.
Yeah.
Bailey Smith and Chris Scott are in, I guess, the headlines for all the wrong reasons.
Came out, he allegedly abused a female photographer that was invited to Geelong training. She's been a photographer with Geelong Advertiser, part of for a long time. I think 20 plus years. So come on, bro. Like, I mean, she's just doing her job, bro. Yeah,
you know. Bro. But Bailey Smith has had a couple of run-ins this year with
the media.
Well, not only the media, but just his behavior in general. He stuck the finger out. At fans earlier this year, and he copped
most footballers do that.
Bit of flack for it. A couple of his little social media incidences as well about
posted stuff about bags after the grand finals. When Bailey Smith does the entertainment side of things, people don't mind. Is when he does stupid stuff like this, like abusing a female reporter, bro. Yeah. She's just doing her job. She's taking photos. Relax. Absolutely. Like, it's not that deep. Or making silly Instagram posts like that. You can't. Like, bro,
we don't want players to hide who they are. It's just don't do stupid shit.
If you're
Unfortunately,
if you're at work and you stick the finger at one of your colleagues,
or abuse
them, like, come on, bro.
Straight to HR, bro. What is this? And then we thought it was a player. Apparently, their coaches are in on this shit too.
Chris Scott, So what came out today, he abused an AFL player, AFL official. It related to someone works Lion Vision or in one of the organisations connected to the AFL.
Yep.
So he came out 5 days later.
This is what the sweeping under the rug that you're talking about was.
5 days out, and then we find out.
The AFL have been taking care of Geelong for a long time.
Problems.
Do they have a cultural problem?
It's a bit harsh.
Okay, let's not open a can of worms.
They've been the most dominant team since 2000.
I'm not saying anything about their on-field.
Carlton have cultural problems. Geelong is okay. We'll give Geelong a pass.
They're just handing out farms and Ford Rangers out there. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's not a bad culture to be around. Alrighty, Nabil. This week, or should I say last week, was semi-final week. To 2 games that took place were the Adelaide versus Hawthorn game at Adelaide Oval
Friday night,
and the Brisbane versus Gold Coast game
Saturday night. Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
And this week we'll do a bit of a recap on both those games. We'll start off with the Adelaide game. What are your thoughts on both teams and that performance?
Good question to start with. Look, old mate Gunston we talked about. Old dog, 5 goals in a final, big game, big moment.
Big game player, to be honest.
Big game player, yeah. His whole career he has been, in fairness.
Yeah, absolutely.
His entire career has been quite underrated, Jack Gunston.
Yeah.
I'll go back as far as saying that. Always been a good kick. Always
very accurate.
Always very accurate. Always kick goals.
Very consistent.
Very consistent for a long period of time. So that was my big shout out. Ginnivan, he yapped and he had a quiet game. So I understand he had a tight hammy, so we'll take it a little bit easy.
He might not be playing this week in the prelim, apparently.
I can see that happening because of...
Or what level of truth there is to that.
I think there's a little bit of truth. He had a tight hammy going into the Crows game. He didn't have a good game. They might just sort of say, well, we won't play him.
Fair enough.
So those are my thoughts. And as I mentioned at the start, earlier in this episode, Adelaide got punched in the face in the first 3 minutes, and away we go. And your thoughts?
I think Adelaide almost choked.
Oh, choked. You're going with...
I'm gonna
you're saying
I'm doubling down on what I said last week.
Choked.
They choked.
Why?
Well, for starters, I don't think that 3 tall forward line of theirs works.
Okay. You agree with Kane Corns on that?
Absolutely. He said it a long time ago.
He said it back in May.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now, in reality, it showed because last week against Collingwood, one of those 4, or mostly Fogarty, was nowhere to be found.
All right.
This week, it was almost kind of the same thing.
Tex was nowhere to be found. Fogarty was quiet.
Thilthorpe had an okay game.
3, yeah.
Wouldn't really say he had a great game. No. So that, and also their midfield. And I think I said this to you off camera.
I know where you're going with this.
Their midfield is a one-man band.
Oh, bang.
Their midfield is a one-man band. Adelaide's midfield is a one-man band.
That's a big statement.
Jordan Dawson is the only proper, strong...
Rory Laird
is a halfback flanker. He's played most of his career there. Isaac Rankin is, I could almost say, a utility outside of being a key position player. He plays in the forward line. He plays in the midfield. He can run off. Like, he's not an actual midfielder.
Crouch, if he's still in there, he's not in there. He's not even there.
He did not really play this year, and he hasn't played for a while now. He's been
Saligo.
Again, Saligo almost reminds me of like Jordan De Goey / Bo McQuarrie for Collingwood. Like, he kind of is stuck between forward and midfield. The worst part about this was they made him the sub on the weekend, which I will never understand why.
They
made him a sub in a big game, and he's a big player, and they made him a sub.
So you reckon the Crows are 1 midfielder short?
Yeah.
Wow.
I honestly think
massive statement.
I know he would never ever...
I don't know the Crows that well, so I'm struggling with their mids names.
No. Pedlar is another one, but he's more of a small forward. Yeah. Dan Curtin, young kid, but winger. So, like, their midfield, Sam Berry is probably the only half decent, but he's not a star player.
He's not a star player.
He's not a guy that can put the team on the back.
Mid, yeah. They need another A grade. They need a Batman and Robin and Anderson
literally,
and Rao.
They need they literally need exactly what you do. They need a Brayshaw and Sarong. They need something.
Cripps and Walsh.
Thank you very much. Yeah, there you go. So, like, they need something else in that engine room.
Just on the Crows, I want to ask you.
Yep.
Isaac Rankin. We talked about him for 2 episodes.
I mean, after what happened.
Did he hurt the lack of his suspension? He was out for 2 weeks. Did that cost him the prelim?
Absolutely.
You think the lack of Isaac Rankin cost the Adelaide Crows the prelim?
I think their lack, well, it's not that solely, obviously, but I think that would have made a big difference for Adelaide.
Fair.
His speed, his creativity, the spark. It's almost like the Bobby Hill at Collingwood.
I think
just keep bringing
even
back
more
to
than
Collingwood
that.
examples,
Even more than that.
I agree.
Yeah.
So
he can win games off his own boot.
Literally, and he does that very well. Yeah. And the fact that they didn't have him in the finals, I'm not saying that. Looking at the scoreline of both games, I'm not saying he would have made a difference, but he would have been...
He's a 2 or 3 goal player.
That's what I was just about to say.
He's a 2 or 3 goal.
So this would have been... Both these games might have been a single-digit loss rather than the comfortable wins that Collingwood and Hawthorn have had over them. So did they miss Isaac Rankin? Absolutely. Should he have gotten suspended? Up to... we'll leave that up to the people.
To the AFL. And one last thing, I know you want to mention this, so I'm going to jump in there. Something about hot takes and finals.
Oh, yes. You mentioned. I was gonna wait to mention this at the end.
I know.
But a couple of weeks ago, when our mate Z was here with us, before the final started, we did a couple of hot takes.
Yeah, we did.
You hatefully said Collingwood
out in straight sets. I was wrong.
Yes. He also hatefully, I'm assuming, said that Brisbane were going to go out in straight sets, which is ironic because the 2 of them are playing in a prelim now.
Yep.
I said at the time, and I can clip this back for you guys if you want.
We take your word for
it. I said one of the teams from outside the top 4 will play in a prelim. Now, the 3 teams, Collingwood, Geelong, Brisbane, all finished in the top 4, all in the prelim.
Yeah.
That part of the script so far makes sense.
It does.
Hawthorn, who finished 8th, they not only knocked off the team that finished 1st in the semi-final, they beat GWS, who finished on top of them last week in a cracker game, and now they're playing in a prelim. So my hot take was one team from outside the top 4 will play in a prelim, and Hawthorn are there.
They made it.
So I'm 2 for 2 with hot takes this
year. Yeah, you've done well. You've done well. So.
Yeah, so I was going to mention that later, but you said that's a pretty interesting point to
bring that up.
And one last thing about Adelaide, first team in 42 years to win the minor premiership and go out in straight sets in the finals. Dan Gorringe said, Anyway, that was the Hawthorn or the Adelaide v Hawthorn game. That was the Adelaide Hawthorn game. So bye-bye Adelaide. I don't know if you guys are going to do anything next year, but Hawthorn, big blockbuster prelim they're going to play in against Geelong.
Just a quick question on Hawthorn. Can they win the flag?
Absolutely not. You've been hating on them all year. I'm going to be realistic about them now. Absolutely not. Like this. Moving on.
Brisbane Gold Coast Saturday night.
You know what I will say about this game before we get started?
Yeah, tell me.
I was very happy to see our mate brother Wads with a massive smile on his face this week because
he was struggling after last week.
Oh, brother, I went to that Brisbane Geelong game with 3 Brisbane supporters. Sadly, I've never seen 3 more miserable people after a game. Maybe close to me being miserable after a Collingwood loss. They were not happy people after that game, so it was good for them, for their sake, to see Brisbane win. And because it creates a more interesting chapter in the Collingwood-Brisbane rivalry of the last couple of years.
Yeah, it does.
Question for you, Nabil.
Where are we going?
Question for you. No, and I'm going to ask you about a specific Brisbane player that we mentioned and we said has been great for them. I said he's a great player, or I enjoy watching him play. How important is Cam Rayner to Brisbane?
He's huge.
We talked a lot about him last week.
His man is built for finals. He had a quiet game last week against Geelong, or not even quiet.
Game.
He still kicked 3 goals. Still kicked 3 goals. This man, we compared him to Dustin Martin, I think, last week.
Yep.
And for finals, you need players of Dustin Martin, like Jordan Tagoe, like big players that burst out of tackles and take the game on and kick goals. And he did all of that against the Gold Coast. He just felt like he would get the ball, he would throw 1 or 2 Gold Coast players off, move forward, kick it long. He kicked the goal doing that. He broke huge, breaks tackles, takes the game on, kicks goals.
He broke a record of Dustin Martin's.
Oh, really?
Of Dustin Martin's most broken tackles in a game.
Exactly what I'm talking about. In Dustin finals, Martin's that's what you want. Yeah.
You know how
from
they say
the king of broken tackles.
The king of don't argue. That's it. It's keeping you right there where you are. He broke the record for most broken tackles in the game.
I think they can't win the flag without Rayner. They just cannot.
Absolutely
impossible.
Not. I think he almost has that Isaac Rankin
X factor
about him for Brisbane.
So important to their football club.
Another player that I mentioned last week, and I'll quickly just touch on him because of his just elite ability to play the game of AFL football. Josh Dunkley.
Yes,
you already knew where I was going with this.
Man. How good was he?
Not only how good was he, I think I can almost say he's probably the best, if not top 2 of inside midfielders in the AFL.
Yeah.
Big bulking frame.
He beat Matt Rowell.
Basically that.
And Matt Rowell's a star, all-Australian player.
And not only that, he broke the record for most tackles in the finals game.
Yeah, huge.
17 or 18, one of the 2 numbers. I don't know which one it was. But yeah, absolutely important to Brisbane's midfield. I think as much as McCluggage and Neil are the 2, I guess, poster boys for Brisbane's midfield, Dunkley is just as important.
Huge.
That double-headed, 3-headed monster.
You need McCluggage on offense, Dunkley on defense in your midfield. That goes a long way for Brisbane to winning the game.
Can Brisbane win this game, or more so the premiership more than this game because he won't be back, without Lachie Neale?
I think they can. You
reckon he can?
They'd struggle, but
if they come up against Geelong,
I think they can. Brisbane are just they've been in finals before. They've been in finals before, so that's why I don't think even the loss to Geelong really unnerved them. And
it didn't.
They bounced back very quickly, and they put away Gold Coast. So
I mean,
Brisbane are a proven finals team that have been there in prelims, that have been there in grand finals.
Yeah,
they've lost the grand final. They've won a grand final. Yeah. So I won't surprise me at all if they go all the way.
Fair enough.
So, experience.
So you think the experience will
their
prevail?
Experience. They've done it. They've seen it in all sorts of conditions.
Yep.
They've got a coach that gets the best out of them. They've got an experienced list of players that have been there. So I think Brisbane can go all the way. One question for you, speaking of Brisbane. Charlie Cameron, do they drop him on the eve of a big prelim? He kicked 0-3 and
he's
just
been shocking
all season.
He's been shocking all year. I'm surprised they haven't dropped into the VFL.
You drop him. Loman and Zach Bailey had great games. Their smalls were firing, so you drop.
Well, I think Brisbane have 2 separate. Well, not the Charlie Cameron situation, not a dilemma per se. It's just more so of a. I think they should have dropped Charlie Cameron.
Too late now, then.
I feel like it almost disturbs the peace, not peace. Sorry, I guess the rhythm of the team now. If you drop him. I think more than that, I think the issue they have with their team or their personnel is their ruck.
Yeah.
So Darcy Fort, Oscar McInerney, and Sam Day, who's been playing as a second ruckman. I think they need to sort that out more than anything else. I think Charlie Cameron, I think if they've allowed him to continue playing in the team up to this point,
in the team.
Keep him in the team. I think they need to sort out their ruckman.
Whether they drop Sam Day and play an extra tall or
they dropped Sam Day this week and played Oscar and Darcy Fort, but Oscar hadn't played for like 6 or 7 weeks prior to, so
it's crazy. 2 years ago, Oscar McInerney, they were so relying on him
in the whole of last year.
Yeah.
He literally injured himself in the prelim and he didn't play in the grand final.
Yeah.
And prior to that, Darcy Ford hadn't seen the first team in I couldn't tell you how long.
And this year now, it's almost like Oscar's dropped off a little bit. So
yeah, and he hasn't been able to break
into. And they're looking
at
getting Draper. So if I'm Oscar McInerney, I pack my bags and go to North Melbourne or
somewhere where they're going to pay you money and they're going to play you.
They're getting Draper because they don't have faith in him anymore. And he was their first choice ruckman for 2 seasons.
I don't know if it's they don't have faith or it's just that both Darcy Ford and Oscar McInerney are past their 30s now. So they're trying to bring in, so they're kind of thinking ahead of time. Which,
fair enough.
Yeah, most teams don't do or don't do well enough, at least.
They've done well.
We'll move on.
Yes.
Big game on the weekend for Collingwood Brisbane, but that is something we'll have a chat about a little later on. The Brownlow Medal is next week, Monday.
It is all the glitz and glamour. There's a lot to get through with the Brownlow Medal.
Yes.
The Wags will play a big part.
They do.
It's become a social event for AFL.
It's about the best player in the AFL, but
it's become a social event more than anything. Plenty of questions is who you dress by. But we're going to focus on
how
the
long
football.
did it take to get ready? Who got ready first? Who got ready last? Yeah, there's a lot of questions. I mean, what are they going to ask them? Who do you think is going to win the Brownlow this year? Let's be realistic. They're asking the relevant questions to them.
There's a guy on Triple M. I can't remember his name, but I'm sure you've seen the clips. He does.
Probably.
He always asks. He asked Adam Treloar
about North Korea.
North Korea.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Are you happy with your electricity provider? And
random shit like that. Which I think is hilarious.
I want more of that.
It's hilarious because, like you said, when it's the red carpet prior to the event, it's all about the ladies and the wives and the girlfriends.
Yeah.
The Brownlow, we have a list of players.
About footy.
Yeah, we have a list of players or a couple of names that we think would go well in the Brownlow this year. Nick Dacos, Jordan Dawson, Bailey Smith, Noah Anderson. So there's a few. There's a few. What are your thoughts on how the Brownlow medal count is gonna go?
There's always a surprise. With the Brownlow, every year it's almost. I go back to 2010, 2011, even
the
Judd and Swan. You think Judd has a good year? Swan wins. You think Swan has a good year? Judd wins it. You think Judd has a great year? Swan wins it.
Yep.
Then you have the years where you players like Adam Cooney and Matt Prittis win Brownlows and Ollie Wines. So there's always going to be a surprise. And I think this year, I don't know where the surprise will be, but
I think
anyone can win
Patrick Cripps and Lockie Neal, to be honest. I'm
sick
of seeing those two.
The problem is those players poll well.
I know.
So Cripps and Neal,
I get it.
Despite, especially, and I'm not saying this as a Carlton man, even though Carlton's had a horrible year, Cripps polls well, so he'll poll well again. So I won't be surprised to see him in the top.
There's teachers' pets.
They are teachers' pets. I can see Cripps finishing in the top 7 purely because he polls well, but
I don't think he had a good or
anybody
else for that matter.
No.
Even Neal, he had a good season. Neal, I don't think he had Brownlow medal.
I think Neal was injured. So
I don't think they're going to finish top 4. But okay, if I was to ask you, who do you think the top three is?
Dacos, Bailey Smith, and I'm going to go Noah Anderson.
You reckon Bailey Smith?
Bailey Smith.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Do we have a Smokey?
Yeah.
Or do you think there's a Smokey?
I do.
What's his name?
I think we both have the same Smokey.
Yeah, I agree.
Zion Wanganeen Miller.
Yep,
but we said he's the Brownlow Smokey months ago.
Yeah.
We did. When there was first talk of Nasiah back in the Melbourne game.
Yep.
We said back then he's a Brownlow Smokey.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I think that's my Smokey, and I think that might be the same as yours.
My Smokey is the same. I think my top 3 would be a bit different. I think Jordan Dawson would be in that top 3.
He's not going to have anyone else taking votes off him.
Well, maybe Rankin, maybe. But like I said before, Adelaide, a one-man band in the middle, so he's the only one that's really going to be looked at. I think him, Dacos and Noah Anderson.
The
thing with Noah Anderson, I feel is him and Matt Rowell.
And Miller. Took Miller.
And even Miller when he wasn't injured.
Yeah, and Miller polls well.
So I think with those three, or those two and Miller, it's always like this when there's two gun midfielders.
Cannibal each other with votes, yeah.
Pendlebury Swan were like that back in the day. I think Ablett and Bartel were like that back in the day. So there's a fair few players that are like that. Yeah. I think Brisbane's early days, Black, Akka, and Voss, that was the same
They still found a way to win a Brownlow.
All three of them. I don't know how, but they did.
Know. Yeah, you're right.
So, yeah, like there's always that when you're as great as it is for the team, when it comes to the Brownlow or the individual award time, it doesn't really help. So I think with Anderson and Rowell, it might not help as much that they're both great players for their individual results.
Both of them poll really well, but I don't even think that will happen. I don't think Gold Coast
very interesting question for
won
you.
Enough games.
Do you think we might see the first tie in almost 2 decades this year?
If there's 1 year for it, it might be this year. Because
we want one?
Nah.
You don't want a tie?
I'm not a fan of a tie.
You knock out like two or three people for a Brownlow at a time.
You want to be the best player. The one.
Fair enough.
I want to be better. I want that player's better than everyone else in the competition. So, not a fan of a tie.
You're not a fan of a tie? I low-key am. As long as it's not a Collingwood player, be involved in the tie. But if there's 3 players that can get a Brownlow medal in one night, bro, you're knocking out a lot of problems.
You want to be head and shoulders the best.
I agree with that. But I think it's interesting.
They should do some sort of tiebreaker, rock, paper, scissors or something.
I mean, shit. If that's what's going to decide the Brownlow medal, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Brownlow medal and the Brownlow medal night, some interesting things and stories.
Brendan Favola, 2009.
You really wanted to talk about this?
Yeah, I remember we were discussing this off camera a few weeks back. There was some youngins that didn't know about Brendan Favola and his Brownlow antics, and we were sort of telling them the shenanigans that Favola got up to. So I wonder if we'll see more of that. And that's really all I have. Pressure point.
Oh, Hurdy, you're too good to talk. No. That was a hilarious night, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Anyone who hasn't seen it, check it out.
I actually remember watching that at home.
I was like, what?
Not even a teenager at that point, but almost. And my parents just going, what the hell is going on? Isn't this a Brownlow medal count? Why is there a drunken guy on TV?
Channel 9 stuffed up by giving him a microphone that day. So it's
I probably reckon they probably did it intentionally. They said, this is going to be so pure comedy.
Reckless.
Anyways. But before we move on from Brownlow.
Oh, okay.
I
want to run, but you're saying chill.
Chill. We can stroll. We don't need to run. Before we wrap up the Brownlow,
tell me,
who's the Brownlow medal winner for the bill?
Nick Dacos.
Damn, I did not think you were going to say that.
I hesitated saying that.
I know you did,
Nick
but
Dacos.
Nick Dacos. Fair enough.
So?
You know what? I'll just give you a name because I was going to open a conversation.
I'm trying to run. You're saying no, chill. Yeah.
I think there'll be a tie between Nick Dacos, Jordan Dawson, and Noah Anderson.
Ooh.
That's where I'm going to leave it.
We'll leave it there.
Moving on, it is finals week 3, the prelim week for the AFL season.
Yes.
We mentioned earlier in the episode that there's only 3 games left for the season,
I know,
which is the 2 prelims and the grand final, which I'm not excited about because 6 months of no footy is not fun.
There is AFLW, so I'm sure we'll get behind that.
Absolutely, we will. The first of those games is Friday night.
Geelong Hawthorn
versus Hawthorn at the
MCG.
Wow,
we've come a long way from the Kennett curse, and we're back here again. Yeah, big game. I think Geelong will get the job done. Ooh. I think their experience. I was discussing this with some colleagues.
Bang, bang, bang. He said,
"I've come with some content." So I was discussing this with some colleagues at work today, actually, and they both pointed. One of them pointed out that Hawthorn don't have anyone to stop Holmes and Smith.
I agree.
They don't have any mids or defensive mids.
Yeah,
Hardwick will probably go to Stengel.
Yep.
Whereas Geelong's, they've got offensive weapons and also defensive weapons to take away Hawthorn's strengths.
Add Ollie Dempsey to that too. I don't think
there's no one to run. My colleagues have said no one that can run with him.
Unless they put Amon or Impey on them.
But you need them as offensive weapons.
That's what I'm saying.
So I think it will be an attacking game. Be a very, very be good to watch. But Geelong will win comfortably.
Interesting. You say Geelong. The thing is, and unfortunately, I have to agree with you. I think Geelong will win as well.
Will win.
Not only because of everything that you just said, but also because I think Hawthorn, great work. You made it as far as the prelim. But I actually think like this is the limit for this year. This is the limit. Like you guys are not gonna get past the prelim. I'm just being honest. To be honest, like to be completely honest.
No, they've had a good season.
Like they had a great season, finishing 8th and playing in a prelim.
Yeah,
Thank you for ticking off my hot take for the finals. But I don't think they can make past for all the reasons that you just said. Experience. I think Hawthorn have played in last year's finals.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. So
not since
2 games, 4 games now altogether. So it's not a heap of experience. Half this Geelong team are premiership players. So these guys have been there fair amount of times. And I think Hawthorn will come back stronger and better next year. Okay. Kind of like the Gold Coast situation that I was mentioning earlier.
Writing there, what is it? You're writing their eulogy before they've died.
If they beat Geelong and make the grand final, bro, they deserve to win the premiership, is all I'm going to say. But yeah, I think Geelong should get over the line. Interesting fact about Geelong.
Tell me.
So they've made 15 prelims since 2000. Yeah. They've only been in 5 grand finals, if I'm not mistaken. No. 7, 8, 9, 11 20 and 22. Okay, 6. Which is not bad.
Almost 50% strike rate. A bit under 50%
strike. For 15 prelims, 6 grand finals is not that much. But yeah, we both got the Cats getting over the line against the Hawks.
And the next game, Collingwood, Brisbane, Saturday night. I know you're going to spend a busy couple of hours tomorrow morning trying to get your hands on some tickets for this game.
Yes, absolutely.
So
it's not going to be fun. I can tell you that much for free.
We'll start with you. We talk about Collingwood a fair bit on this segment, so give us your thoughts on this game. I don't think people are that excited to hear what an anti-Collingwood supporter, an anti-Collingwood person has to say. But kickstart what you've got.
I think it'll be a great game in the sense that I think both teams have probably. Okay, here's the thing: Collingwood have played one good game, in my opinion, in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah, wow.
Okay. So
the Adelaide game, the Adelaide
qualifying final. Yeah. Now, not seeing what happened in that game, I think we're capable of doing anything to anybody, right? Now, if we bring that energy, I almost can say Brisbane don't stand a chance.
Okay.
If we don't bring that energy, then it'll be an arm wrestle. No, I don't even necessarily think Brisbane will get over the top. It will be an arm wrestle. I only say that because, again, a little like Hawthorn, Brisbane's, I think, max for this year, is my opinion. Oh, wow. Don't kill me for it or don't come for me for it. I think is a prelim. The amount of injuries they've had, no Neil playing this week. Like I said, their ruck situation
difficult year.
Yeah, honestly,
Brisbane
genuinely
have had a difficult year
I actually applaud them for finishing top 4 and making a prelim for the year they've had.
That's true.
Because we had a very similar season last year and we didn't even make finals. And Brisbane have made
tough year.
So I actually kudos to them for getting this far. But I just don't think they have it's almost like I've given my all and I'm still in it, but I don't have any more to give. So I'm just here now.
Okay.
That's the situation I feel like Brisbane are in. So in my very humble Collingwood opinion, Collingwood are going to win the prelim this week.
Alhamdulillah. So
what are your thoughts?
My thoughts are the Brisbane will get the job done.
You just say this because you're hating
them. Well, yeah, look, I don't obviously don't like Collingwood. I think that they played quite comfortably last week.
Yeah.
And they did the job. They got the job against Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And I feel like they can back it up. I don't have the numbers. I'm not a numbers man.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm guessing on. Calling on vibes
and performance,
energy. I don't even know. I think they're a proven finals team. They're not afraid of the big stage. They beat Collingwood at the MCG earlier this year.
They did. They
sure did. They're not afraid of playing in Melbourne. They're not afraid of the MCG. They're not afraid of big crowds.
Yep.
So when I look at this, I think they'll put up a great fight, and I think they can get the job done.
You know what's funny about you tipping Brisbane? I'll be honest. Our mate, Brother Wads, had a couple of very stern words when I told him that you tipped Gold Coast last week. More so on the fact that he thought, be serious about life. You're tipping Gold Coast. And he was just taking that based off what you said the week before about Gold Coast winning their first final and winning the premiership and all that kind of shit. And I was just like, that's what he based it off. I don't actually think I mean, I don't know.
No, I thought Gold Coast were going to get the job done.
Beat.
Yeah, I just got that all wrong. Sorry, brother. I got that one wrong. I put my hand up.
But when I told him that, he's like, Carlton supporters, the one common, whether it's about their team or not, delusion. He just left it at that.
I'm tipping Brisbane this week, brother.
But yeah, he's tipping Brisbane. So you're tipping Brisbane, I'm tipping Collingwood. Hopefully I can get tickets to the game and go and see this.
And that wraps us up.
No, it doesn't. Before we wrap up, we keep forgetting about this. I don't know why we keep doing this every week. 1 week it's you, 1 week it's me. So the quiz last week we put up.
No one got it right.
Well, I don't think anybody.
Come on, people, you got to start commenting. What is this?
Tell them.
Yeah, just start commenting, bro.
Tell them.
It's not hard. Put the answer in ChatGPT. Come on, bro.
That or just have a
go.
ping. Just try it. See what you can.
Put some effort in.
The answer to last week's quiz was Lee Montagna.
Come on, bro. It wasn't that hard, man.
I mean, it wasn't, but clearly our audience is not
comment, brother.
Paying attention to that.
Or sisters, but like.
But this week I said we'll change it up a bit, and we had this conversation, and you said, you know what, do whatever you want, Sahib.
Yeah.
So this week it is a quiz, but it's not a who I'm. Well, it is who am I, but it's not more so a specific statistics or specific. Sorry, not statistics. Descriptions about a player. So the question is, who are the 2 players this century, meaning since 2000, who've won a premiership and a Norm Smith medal in the year ending as their jersey number? So for those that don't understand the question, the player that has won a premiership and a Norm Smith in a particular year, their jersey number and that year that the number ends with are the same. Who are those 2 players? There's only 2 from this century. If you're part of a particular team or you support a particular team, you'll probably know the answer to this.
I'm going to tell the people now, if you get it right, you're going to get some stickers your way. Between the sticks, we're going to send you out a couple of stickers.
And a shout out.
As well. So some special stickers yet to be released. You're going to get a hold of those.
Absolutely. So that is the quiz for this week. But yeah, I think that wraps us up. Before we wrap up, please answer the damn
come on, bro.
quiz.
Just try it.
We just want to see some hilarious comments in there. I'm going
to send you some stickers. That's a promise. Yeah.
Absolutely. But yeah, that wraps us up for this week. Nabil, it's been fun.
It's been fun.
Prelim week. 3 more games.
I know.
We're shedding tears, but invisible.
We're not going away in the off season though, so we'll still be around. So
yeah, we'll stick around. We'll keep providing all the lovely content that we've been providing.
Yeah.
And until next week, or until we find out who's in the grand final, guys.
Ciao.